Hey everyone, Namaste and welcome to the 30th episode of Yoga Shakti with me, Shailaja Menon, on this wonderful platform of Anand TV. Yes, I know it's hard to believe that it's been 30 weeks, but it has, and here we are. So, for the next 2 weeks, we're going to be exploring the different aspects of the sun salutation. We're going to break down the movements that make up the sun salutation into its individual distinctive components. And then we're also going to explore the sun salutations through the prism of its philosophical context. Now, according to my teacher, Manoj Kaimal, we must not limit the sun just as a star in the solar system, but we must look at it as a representation of the aspect of energy. It is an incredible, unfathomable energy, an exploding mass of action. And then we also look at it as light, the light that illumines. And when we look at Earth too, it is when day breaks, when the sun comes out, that dispels the darkness, which allows us to see things as they are. Now, as they are being the operative word, because usually we see things as we are. So we look at the context of sun salutation as saluting these aspects within us, the energy of action and the light that illumines. Now, for any experience or for any action, it requires the firing of neurons. So, if we take an action, for example, it requires the firing of motor neurons as well as the explosion of ATP, the adenosine triphosphate, in the muscle cells. So when we look at this aspect of firing, we again connect back to the aspect of the energy of action of the sun within us. So looking at the sun salutation through this beautiful context of energy and light. Namaste. Okay, so let's get the practice going. You're going to be needing a block, and don't worry if you don't have a block, just use a small cushion or a bolster, whatever you may have handy. And the other thing you're going to need is a strap. Again, even if you don't have a strap, it's all right, but know that you can always substitute with a towel or you can use a t-shirt, right? Anything that comes in handy. So just starting the practice. So placing the block flat initially. And the key thing to remember is that the block is for the upper back. Yeah, so sometimes the block goes to the lower back, so that won't work. Yeah, so remember to place the block between your shoulder blades. And then so you lie down accordingly, making sure that the block is between your shoulder blades. And then don't drop your head back, just keep the neck in line with your spine. Yeah, so just holding it here. Remember, the work is for your shoulders. So as you inhale, just shrug your shoulders, lift your arms up, and then as you exhale, just taking it back. Yeah, so gently working with your shoulders, just take it as far back as you can comfortably. Just doing 4 rounds here, inhale and coming up, back. Okay, and then slowly rising up. Okay, and then know if you want a little bit more of shoulder flexion, you can change the height of the block. Yeah, so as you change the height of the block, the work increases, the intensity of the work increases. Yeah, so just lying back here, we just try this as well, another few rounds. Okay, take the head back. Again, shrug your shoulders. And slowly coming up. Okay, so working into the next position where we're going to arch back. Yeah, so we're going to use a little bit more of the back now. And for this, you can keep your knees bent. Again, accordingly, place the block between your shoulder blades and lift your arms up. But here, as you arch back, the head will go back as well. And you can even lift your hips up, yeah, as much as you can. And then as you exhale, slowly lower down, arms up, and the head comes up and up, and lift the hips up. And as you exhale, lower down and coming back up. Just stay here for a few seconds, feeling that beautiful lift to the upper back, the opening at the heart space. Okay, so that covered the first two movements of the sun salute. Now we're going to move into the third movement, which is a deep forward fold, which requires good pelvic flexion. Yeah, so we're going to help work with that. So lie on your back again. So we're just combining a little bit of work that will help the second position as well. So as you inhale, just lift your hips up into Bridge Setubandha Sarvangasana, just holding it here. And then as you exhale, lower down, working on the pelvic flexion, bringing the thighs in, and then see if you can just hold the soles of your feet. Yeah, and then working again. So 4 rounds here, pressing down through your feet, lifting the hips up, and as you exhale, lower down, deep pelvic flexion, and just touching the soles of your feet. And last round. And bring the feet down. And from here, we just move into the full position, right, which is Uttanasana. And for to help us into Uttanasana, we again do a deep pelvic flexion and try to hold behind the knees. Yeah, and from here, it's a process of trying to straighten the legs as much as we can. Yeah, so we're just going to do 10 rounds here. As you inhale, just try to straighten the legs. As you exhale, gently bend the knees. Yeah, so right now it's kind of easy for me because I think I have a very relaxed hold. But I'm just going to let this go for a while, just really focusing on straightening the legs, feeling the deep stretch along the hamstrings, the back of the knees. And now the next 5 rounds to increase the work, I'm going to try to get a tighter hold. Yeah, so as you saw earlier, I was holding my wrist. I'm trying to hold my elbows. And then, as you can see, there's a little bit more work involved. Yeah, so try to maintain as much as possible the abdomen close to your thighs. Then the last round, you can just lift your head up and just stay. And slowly lower the head down, bend the knees, and release your legs. to the floor. So we're going to begin with the very first movement, which is a namaste normally in sun salutation. And then we move into a deep shoulder flexion as well as the pelvic extension. So to begin with, just keep a strap in your hand to help you work with the shoulder extension. Lift the arms up, right? So really shrug your shoulders and then engage your abdominal muscles, yeah, so that you don't go directly into the arch, and then just work on taking the arms back. Yeah, so as you can see, I'm just isolating and working the shoulders. Yeah, so as you inhale, just gently take the arms back. Exhale, bring it forward. Inhale, take the arms back. Exhale, bring it forward. Last time, just take the arms back and just hold it there. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. Yeah, and then we work on the arch back too, but we work on it with single arm. Yeah, so a lot of people have trouble with arching back, right? You could have back issues or you could have vertigo, right? So this is just a very gentle way to work into it. So as you inhale, lift the arm back, like working into shoulder flexion, and then working into your spinal extension. As you exhale, coming back up. Inhale, arch back. Exhale, up. Okay, and then working with the other side. Inhale and left arm up, gently arching back. Just exploring your spine. Connecting to the energy of the sun, the firing of the neurons as you work in this way. And then finally, if you feel ready, you can work with both your arms as well. So as you inhale, just lifting the arms up. As you exhale, coming back down. So let this just be gentle movements. Just do what you can naturally. And last round. Yeah, so it's important that you honor your body and do what is right for you. Yeah, so just get into that practice of really connecting to your body, knowing that the yoga practice is really about deepening that relationship between you and your own body. Yeah, so always in class, I tell my students, don't look at other people, right? So it's not about developing a relationship with other people's bodies. Yeah, so be practice the yamas of satya, ahimsa, all of that, being truthful to our bodies, being non-violent to our bodies, and incorporating all of that in our practice. So the next position is Uttanasana, which is a full standard forward fold. So it requires deep pelvic flexion. So to help us with that, we're just going to start with some baby steps. So just keeping your hands on your hips, right? Learn to extend forward, yeah, from the hips without arching the back. Yeah, so this is an important thing. Usually, when we don't have good pelvic flexion, what happens is we round the spine, yeah, and that's not so great for the spine. So, just learning to really lengthen through the spine and to fold from the hips. Yeah, so just going into 10 rounds of this, inhale and rising up. And then as you exhale, slowly folding forward, keep the neck in line with your spine. And inhale and rising back up. And as you exhale, moving forward, spine long and coming back up. Really feeling the pull of the hamstrings, the back of the knees, feeling the deep flexion at the hips, and knowing all of this is related to the firing of neurons, connecting to the element of the sun, the energy of the sun, the heat of the sun, and exploring the illumination as it lights up all these different components of the body that are involved in the practice. And then, if you feel ready, just going all the way forward, right? Trying to get that really deep fold. And then, if you see my hips are way back, so I try to shift some weight forward from the heels towards the front of the feet. I'm continuing to lengthen, continuing to lengthen. And then finally, when I feel ready, I just release the hands to the floor, folding deep, shifting weight forward. I just want to add that if it's hard for you to get your hands to your mat, you can always use blocks, yeah, to just place your hands on the blocks or place your hands on a bolster, right? Anything that can help you, like a thick book, right? So just do, like I said earlier, just be truthful to your body and just do whatever is right for your body, yeah? And then from here, we're going to work into a lunge position. So we're going to step back through the right leg. So the right leg will go all the way back. The right knee will go down to the floor. The toes will look back and you will look up. Yeah, so the thing to remember here is the alignment of the knee to the heel. Yeah, so a lot of the times the knee comes way forward, which is not so good for the knee. Yeah, it strains the ligaments. So try to maintain as much as possible that right knee over the right heel, right? And then if you can, try to lift the heart. Yeah, so that gives a beautiful opening to the heart space as well, connecting to that openness and light in the heart as you stay here. Yeah, and then just working here. So just press down on your toes, lift the knee off, and just step the leg back. Yeah, so just working through the left side as well. Take your left leg back, drop the knee down, toes back, and lift up. Yeah, so I'm actually coming up on my fingertips to get that torso to come up. But if you have blocks again, it helps to just place your hands on the blocks and then rising up and lower down and move. And so you're just going to work here. Right leg back, knee down, look up. And as you exhale, bring the leg forward. Inhale, left leg back, drop the knee down, toes back, lift up. And as you exhale, step the foot back. And right leg back, drop the knee down, toes back, lift up. And as you exhale, stepping forward, fold deep, and last time through the left side, drop the knee down, toes back, lift the heart, sense the state, and coming back up and folding deep. So we're just going to put all of these four movements that we've done together in this session. Yeah, so one is palms in prayer position, which is the namaste, and then two is the arch back. Yeah, so working here, just, and then three is the full fold. Yeah, Uttanasan, the complete forward fold, and four is the right leg back, right knee to the floor, and looking up. Yeah, so we've reached until here, and we will continue this in the next episode. Yeah, so coming back. So I hope you've enjoyed learning the intricacies of each of these movements, and I look forward to sharing more with you in the next episode. So until then, stay home, stay safe. We're all still under lockdown in Malaysia. So I hope most of you are in a better place than us. And Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. May the entire universe be filled with peace and joy, love and light. Namaste.